Hello everybody, this is Patrick once again, and have I got a treat for you guys today. Just recently got my Dm14, and I'm going to start releasing a bunch of videos around it, and just about everything about it, just similar to what I did with the Dm13 last year. So now I've got my 14, and now I want you guys to hear about it, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, or send me a message. So, let's start off with what's different this year. So as you can tell, completely redesigned a lot of things. Now, sorry for my awkward arms, but I have this camera set up really weirdly where the tripod is like right there, and I have this in front of me, so I'm kind of standing behind the tripod and camera trying to work this. Anyways, here we go. So, number one, Hyper 4 regulator. It's no longer the Hyper 3. Number 2. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to number these because I feel like I will run out or lose track or something because there are a lot of differences. So, Hyper 4 regulator. Also, to go along with the Hyper 4 regulator, macro lineless. There's no more macro line. It's all through the grip frame, which I haven't really looked at yet, so I can't tell you like what the path is, but I'm assuming it's just straight up through probably a solenoid, or not a solenoid yet. Straight up through the reg, back through a solenoid, and fed through the air chamber at some point. Haven't looked at the airflow guide yet or anything like that, so I can't really tell you those answers just yet, but I will get them for you in the future. ASA is different since it doesn't need the macro line anymore. Still pretty similar, just got the little twist knob like that, and it locks back in place. Very simple to use, very nice to use. They've still got very similar grips with the LED right here. I'll turn it on if you can see. There it goes. LED right there, somewhat facing backwards. You've got the ultralight emblem on the grips for whatever reason. Still same color commands in the board. So red is no ball and breech, and then you got green. And next up we've got the bolt design. Last year's model you had to twist the back piece and then pull it out, and it was somewhat of a pain due to the fact that if you twist too much before you realize that it's actually released, you would unscrew the can or the top hat within the bolt, and then only half the bolt would come out. Then you'd have to get like a squeegee or something and push it out from the nose. This year, extremely simple, probably one of the most simple bolt dismantling or field strippable bolts. That blue accent in there, shiny blue accent, well, shiny blue on mine, but that accent right there is a button. It's not on the other side, which when I saw the pictures, I thought it would be on both sides, and I thought it would be a whole pinch and pull thing. No, it's just on the one side. So I like to push in with my thumb and then just slide straight back. Now, it's very new, so I have had issues with pulling this out before, and I'm at an awkward angle, so I'm just going to do that really quick on my own so that you guys don't have to watch me suffer on an odd angle. Anyways, there, I just pulled it a little bit, and it pops right out like that, and then you continue to pull, and there's your entire bolt system. There's nothing left in the breech. Everything's right there. No risk of unscrewing the top hats. Wait, let me focus. Autofocus off. There we go. No risk of unscrewing the top hats or anything. It's just a quick push, and there's a little pin moving side to side when you push it. Like that. That's how it works. Sorry, there's the most focus point. And that is how it works. So you've got the little pathway in there, somewhat similar to the Empire axe, actually, if you think about it, and that is how it gets locked in place. I'm going to put that back together. I'll take a deeper look in the bolt in another video for you guys. For now, we're just doing a quick overview of basically what you see on the outside. So it just snaps right back in place and it's done, and that is fully locked in. There's no way that's coming out unless you push the button. And even if you push the button on the field by accident, all the air and gas is released at that point, so it will never fly out further than that. And it's back in place. So let's refocus. Oh, wrong ring. There we go. Zoom back a bit. There we go. Excuse the clutter all over my desk. And my zoom ring doesn't want to hold straight when it's on this angle. So let's just let it go where it goes and readjust the camera. There we go, that looks good. Next up, we've got the trigger. Slightly redesigned trigger. I think it's lighter, thinner. Still feels very nice. Good for ramping and semi. I've just played ESBL Event 1 this weekend past, and I played semi uncapped with this trigger, the way I have it set, which is not factory, but I love it the way it is now, and I can show you guys how to adjust that later in another video if that's what you guys request. But needless to say, the very first thing you should ever do to this gun, the moment you buy it, honestly, open up the grips, pull that spring out, save it for later I guess, but I honestly threw mine out because I knew I'm never going to use it again. Pull that spring out, and immediately your trigger will be 15 times better without any adjustment, just a spring. We've also got the quick release grips. I'm going to turn this off and save battery. You guys don't need a bright light in your face either. I'm going to pull these grips off. I'm going to show you the new way to do it. Let's see. I'll cut to me sitting in a chair to show you how to do it, I guess, because this is a super awkward angle. Alright guys, thanks for waiting what was probably about half a second for you guys, but for me that was a couple of seconds of camera readjustment, focusing and all that. Anyways, I'm here to show you how to take off the grips so that you can access your board, which is a new redesigned board, and so you can adjust the settings on your Dm14. So, I'm going to sit like this. Excuse my background, this is kind of the hallway in between my laundry room and my room, so we've got some stuff just lying around. Anyways, here you go, you got your Dm14. It is the right side of the gun, if you're holding it pointing downfield. Right side, the opposite side of the push button to remove the bolt. That's the push button right there. Opposite side, you take these off first. First step, let's get closer and readjust. Refocus as well. There we go. First step, back here, you grab with your thumb. This is just how I do it. You push inwards, so you create a little gap down there. Next step, grab with your finger right near the trigger frame, there's a little indent, and you pull backwards. You'll hear a little click as the hook comes out of the grip frame on the first portion. Next step, once you have released this part of the grip, is you grab it like this, grab it with your thumb, and pull forwards, and that's going to release the bottom half of the grip, and you can either just fold it a little bit out of the way and do whatever you need to do in your board, replace battery or anything like that, or you can go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side, which I will do for you now. So this is the incorrect side if you want to adjust your board settings. This is the side with the push button. So you reach in, grab, pull back, push forward, and it will now slide cleanly off the back. This has removed the grips completely. This has now exposed everything there is on the board. So let's see how focused I can really get in here. Oh, there's almost no light. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that, but I'll show you an in-depth video later about that. Let's just zoom back out and do what we can here. Anyways, you've got your battery, which is different this year. It's got now a wire harness, which is much better than the whole push in and hope you don't lose that little plastic piece thing. Switch is in the same place. The little switches to the micro switch for the trigger is in the same place. Little switches to adjust the settings are much smaller now, which is good because it saves space. Kind of bad because you can't really flick them with your fingers anymore. You definitely need a tool, such as any type of pointing device or even a small Allen key will do. This is not even focused, but there we go. That's easy enough, and it's the bottom switch you always touch. The top switch goes to factory reset, I believe, if you put it in a certain position and turn it on, but I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. It will definitely be in the manual on how to factory reset though. On the opposite side, we've got the little gray wire that goes to the second half of the board, which is now new because they have two halves, the top half up here, and then the second half, which is just the button membrane. Sorry, can't even speak now. And definitely have to be careful of this wire, this little gray one here, otherwise you will have issues. Well, if you break the wire, it's not going to be issues, it's going to be a not working button pad. So that's the inside of the board, the inside of the grip frame. You've got all your trigger adjustments on the trigger. Sorry, that was not a good angle. On the trigger in there, not so much in here. You've got one Allen key and two more on the back, right there. But there is a lot to do just with the trigger in view as well. I'm going to stop this scene, I guess you could call it, and I'm going to show you the next step of this introduction on the TechMat. Alright guys, we're back on the TechMat, and I actually just had a little panic attack on my own. During that little scene change, I found this eye pipe on the ground, and I freaked out and felt inside my gun for my eye pipe, and I guess I just got a spare one lying around. I don't even know if this 13 eye pipe is going to fit in the 14. You know what? Spontaneous check here. I'm gonna grab this. Here's the 14 eye pipe. Here's the 13 eye pipe. They look very similar. So that's the 14. We got the 13 here. Let's try to throw the 13 into the 14. It seems like a tighter fit. Seems like a tighter fit in there, and having slight issues getting it past the eyes, so I am not going to try anymore. I think the 14 eye pipe is different this year, not the same size. Do not confuse these. Actually, you know what? Now looking at them right up against each other, the 14 does look slightly more streamlined. You know, I just thought I'd confuse those again for the second time, but I didn't. There we go, back in. Let's get this 13 one out of there because it doesn't fit. Alright, man, this focus ring, there we go. Sort of. Anyways, next step, we've also got the LPR in the front of the gun this year. Great improvement, in my opinion. Much easier to maintain. No longer hiding in the back. It's right down that hole. Can't really see, but you got to shove an Allen key down there and tune it. Or you can take off this entire plastic grip up at the front, and that is going to allow you to remove the LPR for maintenancing in the future. As you can tell, with the new 14, the grip at the front is much different. It's no longer just on the Hyper 4 regulator, or Hyper 3 for the 13. It is now fully integrated with the side of the gun for much better ergonomics. Next thing, on this side of the gun, you've got your regular clamping feed neck. It's a lockdown feed neck. Very easy, very secure. Holds my rotor in even when I dive into snake, hard enough to rip my pants in half, and rotor doesn't even spin sideways or anything. Anyways guys, that is the very first overview that I've done of the Dm14 for you guys, and please feel free to comment below on what you want to see next, or what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm open to absolutely anything, and I will do some more videos for you soon. Unfortunately, I just sold my GoPro, so I'm not going to have one of those very quickly, but I'm hoping to get an R7 replay for you guys because it's lower profile and easier to use on the gun during tournaments, because the GoPro was too in my face and not exactly something you want to have a bigger profile in the tournament. Anyways, that's that. Maybe we'll get an efficiency test soon or something similar. Definitely coming up soon is a board setting board settings instruction manual for videos, so if you don't have to read the manual, or if you lost your manual, or if you bought the gun used and you don't have a manual, that's what that's going to come up with. So take a look at my channel if you want that. It should be up a couple of days after this one goes up. I believe the date is, I don't even know what the date is. Today is April 29th. This video will probably be up tonight or tomorrow night or the night later. Don't even know. Probably not no longer than a week if I get too busy. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks a lot, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for the subscriptions for all of you who have. And if you haven't yet, feel free to go to my channel, grab a press that subscribe button for me. It really helps me out and really makes me feel welcomed when I see all those new subscribers every month. And you know, guys, it really does inspire me to make more videos the more subscribers I have. And I'm not doing this for money or anything. I'm just doing this to show you guys. That's why I don't have like a billion guns. Just showing you guys the ones that I do have whenever I get them. And so like I said, I'll have this one for the entire season. So any videos in the future that you want, let me know and I will get them for you. Thanks, guys. It's Patrick again, and I will see you guys next time. So hit that like button.